Alright, so I need to finish part 2 of my garden tour, and I wanted to start right here because my French vanilla, and it is September 22nd, 2023, are still blooming. The French vanilla are, so I just wanted to start right here, kind of where I left off from part 1 of my garden tour. And this is going to be the side of my house and around to my front yard, the north side of my garden, but it also gets east sun, so it gets the sunrise in the morning. And so this is where I'm going to start. So right here, like I said, is my French vanilla, and I'm going to walk around to the side of my house, and then here is Sugi and Bella. All right, so we're going to continue right on up to the side of the house, and then right here I planted, because I do have cement that shows on the side of my house right here that I wanted to try to hide, because the siding did not go all the way down on the side of the house. So I planted 3 little Henry sweet spires. They get I think 3 to 4 feet tall. I still have the tag here. And here is the tag. Little Henry sweet spire. And it says it's fragrant, and it's supposed to turn like a reddish burgundy. It gets 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, and it flowers like these little. It looks like that when it flowers. So I'll show that a little closer. And it's really sweet and fragrant. So this is the sweet spire. Looks like I need to trim that one up a little bit. Those are really pretty. They attract pollinators, and they have a really sweet, like, honey scent. Right up here, it's my air conditioning unit, which is a little bit loud, so if you have a hard time hearing me, that's why. So this part of the house, we had dirt that had to be brought in, or sand, because we ended up building up our property to be able to have a walkout basement. So we have daylight windows and a walkout. The way our property was initially set up, it was too flat, so we brought in a lot of sand, which caused like a hill. So how we ended up landscaping this part of my house is we brought in some rocks from an old barn that we had, and to help with dirt erosion and all of that. And then we had topsoil placed on top of there, so we could plant grass, and eventually, like we did, we planted perennials and shrubs. So right here is a Let's Dance Ariba. I'll get a little bit closer. Sorry about the noise. These are quite purple, more of a purple than a blue. They're really pretty. This is done really well here. It gets part sun and part shade on the side, but it's done really, really well. Has bloomed very well for me. Looks great. So we have that. Right here we have a blanket flower. We have cone flowers planted in here. I have, oh my gosh, what is that? I'm thinking it's lady's mantle. I think that's what it is. Oh, I think that's what it is. Now I can't remember for sure. But that gets yellow blooms on it. And then here's an astilbe right here. I have 2 allium. And then here are the rocks that are helping with the dirt. Up here I have a black-eyed Susan, Rebecca, more cone flowers along this area, a variety of different colors. I believe they're the sombrero, and I have a couple proven winners coneflowers in there. Right here, I'm gonna step back a little bit so you can see. This is I have 3 quick fire fabs right here. And then I have another Black-Eyed Susan right there. So these are my quick fire fabs on this side of the house, right here. And then right here is a Limelight Prime, right there. Right here I have 2 more Invincible Spirit 2. We had lawn fabric or weed fabric laid in here, which we had cut out. I think that I need to go in and cut fabric around there. That was already there because we hadn't planned on planting in here, and we just really want to suppress the weeds, but then we decided to go ahead and plant in here. Around this area right here is a little black fence where we let our dogs out into, so it's a little doggy area. We'll let them out to use the bathroom in there. And then there's a little gate that will open so they can come in and out. I have stargazer lilies planted up there, daylilies underplanted. I have 2 bobo hydrangeas on each side of the gate right there. And I can walk into this little area right here. I have a little seating area. And then I have 2 Senorita Proven Winner roses, one here and one here. I have some hollyhock planted in there and more stargazer lily. I planted those bulbs last year, so it's their first year blooming. Here is my other Senorita, and this is a Invincible Limetta right here, another hydrangea. This is the, what is it, Peach Sky, Firefly, Peach Sky Yarrow right here. That's Proven Winners. So look at these roses. Look at how it glows. This Senorita rose. Here's another one. And then it opens up to this really pretty peachy yellow. It's really gorgeous. I love this rose a lot. And this rose, it was when it was growing earlier this year and I trimmed it up, a lot of the branches were laying on the ground, so I trimmed up the bottom branches and cleaned that up. And then over here, I have another double scoop hydrangea right here, or coneflower right there. I have 2 At Last roses right here, and then I had some leftover hydrangeas and blue chiffon roses of Sharon, so I just stuck them here. And then these petunias right here, I think they're petunias. I had a bunch left over. I normally wouldn't plant purple and blue together, but I had a bunch left over, so I went ahead and just threw them in the ground to see how they would do. And they did really well. This is what? It is a Pyromania Hot and Cold. Canophonia. I don't know how to say it, but I have 2 of those planted, one here and one over here. It's like a pretty nice grass. And then here's a coneflower. You can kind of see what that looks like. It's a lot of the colors that are on the heart on that stand right there are the colors that are in this area. A lot of peaches and oranges and yellows. And then over here is my front garden, and this is where I took a lot of my plants to transplant to my back garden. So that's why there is a big straight open line through here, because this is where I took about, I would say 15 plants from here. So right here I have a Pinky Winky. Here I have a Zinfandel. And then right here I have a Firelight. And then right here I have a Quick Fire Fab. This is a Quick Fire Fab. And then this is a Quick Fire Fab. Right here I have a Limelight Prime and 2 more Limelight Prime. So this Limelight Prime right here, the stems have not been very sturdy, and I'm gonna come up a little bit closer. I don't know why, but this has happened. A lot of the branches on this particular Limelight Prime have been bending and flopping a lot. I don't know exactly why. I don't know that I want to trim this back. I think I'm gonna wait until another year or two to start trimming them back, because I'm trying to get the size, and I'm hoping with time that the branches are gonna get thicker and stronger. So that's what I'm hoping for. If anybody has any other idea for me, let me know in the comments. Right here I have, which you wouldn't be able to tell because they all look identical right now. I have 2 Incredible blushes, and then I have, so these back 2 are the Incredible blush, and then this one is the white Incredible, but you can tell they're all the same color right now. They're all like a lime green, which is also funny because this middle one right here is actually an Invincible Spirit too, and it also looks identical, other than the leaf color, to the other ones. So you would not be able to really tell that these were 3 different varieties of hydrangea. Now they have gotten a little bit dried out from when we had those really hot days in earlier this September, and it got really hot. But they're fine. They'll look fine next year, but it's in the season anyway. Right here is another Quick Fire Fab, and that thing was teeny tiny. It was a 4-inch pot, and it has really caught up to the other ones. This is another fire or Quick Fire. I have some Pugster Amethyst and Pugster Blue butterfly bushes in here. I have the Heliopsis in here, the Tuscan Gold that are in here, Firelight, or yeah, Quick Fire I mean, more Heliopsis. Oh, I have the lemon, oh my goodness, is it on this? Baptisia, yeah, I couldn't think of what the name was. The yellow meringue Baptisia in here also. This is a vanilla strawberry that got kind of burnt up when it got really hot and I wasn't here to water. And then right here I have the ultraviolet phlox. You can see I have one still blooming on there. So here are those Pugster Blue. Those are still looking pretty. I have not deadheaded these. And here's the Amethyst, the color of that. Really pretty colors. And then of course I know I've showed you this, but this right here is my hedge of the hibiscus that have already bloomed. So they're all done. Their leaves are starting to turn colors. And then we'll take a quick walk over here. I don't know that I've showed this at all, but over here I have a little hedge of the pink chiffon and blue chiffon Rose of Sharon. And like this one, I'm gonna have to prune because it's got a bunch of branches that are laying on the ground. So I'm gonna, after it blooms, I'm gonna prune. So here are my blue chiffon hedge and my pink chiffon. And considering I thought these were all gonna die when the second year they were in the ground, this is pretty good. Seems the pink ones, the way they're branching, they have been struggling. A lot of them are laying on the ground. I'll kind of show you what I mean. Like these branches are laying on the ground, so I'm gonna trim all those up, and then I'm gonna leave the ones that are standing up straight, so I can see if I can get this to look a little better. So here is this long hedge. You can see that. And so I have all of this empty property that we haven't planted on. This is our side yard. So we do have a lot of area where we can continue to grow our garden if we want. We are thinking about doing a cut flower garden or a vegetable garden next year if we get it rototillered up for planting. So we're thinking about that. And then over here I do have, I planted these 2 years ago. These are the black lace elderberry. First year they didn't bloom, but this year they did bloom. So I kind of just popped these in the ground with circles to see what they were gonna do. I didn't know if they would do very well, and they were pretty small, and they didn't look the greatest, but they are growing and getting bigger, so I'm hopeful that they'll do all right. They did bloom, like I said, in the spring. One of them actually bloomed again this fall, so I'm wondering if we're gonna get any berries on these black lace elderberry. Now these are supposed to get, I think, about 8 to 10 feet tall and wide, so they are spread out pretty well. So I have these over here. I like this one. Look at the branch on that. That's getting nice and thick, and you can see all this is like new growth on here, so it's really pretty. I'm hopeful that it's gonna do well. And then over here I have a little, try not to get my neighbor's house in the shot. So over here I planted some zebra grass. Look at the plumes on this. Isn't that pretty? Look at the color on that. So I planted a bunch of grasses in here, some proven winners. Oh, and I found the new one from Proven Winners, which I was pretty excited about. It is the Prairie Winds Niagara Falls. It is this one. It's a wide blade switchgrass, and then here are the little tufts on the top. I don't know, seeds. So I'll do the behind. Is that pretty? That is so pretty. So these are young plants, and they're still working on filling out. This is that igloo mum that I planted last year, and it's not as big as the one on the other side of the driveway that I'll show you in a second, but it's pretty big. There's a bee on there, you can see. And then I do have the lemon squeeze grass in here, and this grass here is the Prairie Winds Cheyenne Sky. So we have that one, and then this one over here is, this is the Encore Ornamental grass from Proven Winners. So that's that one. That's the one with the pretty seed heads on the top. Those are really pretty. And I'll come over here and I'll show you the other side of the driveway. Some of my grasses that I planted last year didn't live, and then some of the tags have gotten mixed up, but I have the lemon squeeze in here, the prairie winds. That is the new Niagara Falls that I planted over here. Also, zebra grass. What's back here? Look at the size of this mum. I mean, this thing is huge. It's just so big. I can't get over it. I had no idea it would get this big. We'll get up a little closer. There's a bee on this one. They're just buzzing around. But this thing is so pretty. Look at the colors. And like over here, they're a little bit more orange. It's a really pretty mum. And of course, everybody's got mums right now. So, like I said, I planted a Carly Rose Ornamental grass that gets 36 to 40 inches and likes full sun. I planted Prairie Winds Cheyenne Sky, and that gets 36 inches and likes full sun. I planted Desert Plains, that gets 48 inches. I think that's this one. Yeah, that looks like the Desert Plains. That's really pretty. And then I already showed you the Encore, but I think the Encore, oh wait, maybe, the Encore over here is alive. It's right there. So I have the Encore ornamental grass, and then I have the Lemon Squeeze that gets 36 to 42 inches. That's Prairie Winds. That's this one right here. And I planted the Carl Forster feather reed grass, which I think that is this one. So that's the, and then over here again I have the new one from Proven Winners, which is the Niagara Falls. That gets 48 inches tall and likes full sun. So I'm looking forward, and that's more of a bluegrass, which is really pretty. And it's a wide blade. So here is this one. I think that's really pretty. I've gotten lots of compliments on my yard when the mail person drives up and all of that. So I think it's gonna look really nice when it all fills in. They're probably a little close together, but that's okay. And then I also have some more black lace elderberry in a row right here that I'm trying to get to grow. These have been growing really slow for me. I don't know exactly why, but I'm hopeful that they're gonna get bigger and do well. So I'm excited about that. And while I have you guys on here, I want to show you this pot that I planted. Now, oh, and this is a Quasan cherry tree, and then this is a crabapple tree right here. And then over here is this really cool pot of planter that I did. It's really pretty. Look at the colors in that. It looks very fall. They look orangey and really pretty colors in there. Hi, Dreamy. So we have that. So anyway, that's the second part 2 of the garden tour. I hope you enjoyed this video and you like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And I hope it gives you some good ideas of plants that you might like and be interested in putting into your garden. Thanks again for watching Heather's Michigan Garden, and I'll try to give you an update on the new flower bed that I just planted. Have a great night. Thanks.